Welcome to the Chit Chat Knits podcast. My name is Darcy and I'm the maker at Chit Chat Knits. You can see I'm not in my usual location in western Wisconsin. Today I'm coming to you from the camper. Yes, it is January 22nd and we are camping in Florida. Now it is chilly here too. And that's why I'm so glad to be a knitter. This morning we were out for a walk. I'll show you a picture here. And I was so glad to have a knitted hat. So yet another good reason to be a knitter or a crocheter. I hope you are staying warm where you are. Yesterday, I had a notification that our local schools at home were closed because the temp was 23 degrees below zero Fahrenheit. That is cold, my friends. So when I think about that, really, 40 degrees isn't that bad. I have some finished projects to show you, all knitting today. But some finished projects and a few projects that are in the works. Let's get started. Let's start with a new pattern that I put out just a few days ago. This is called the Melody hat. And you see I was wearing it this morning when I went out for my walk, but this is the newest one I knit up. This yarn is it's knit circus yarn. This hasn't even been blocked. I just started wearing it. It's not a current yarn. It was something I had stashed, and it was a long self-striping. I love the way it turned out in this self-striping. I love the crown of this hat. It's simple and it's pretty. All right, here's one made with Kato yarn. This is the one that is listed on the pattern. The gray is called Haze, and actually this little stripe was just a little sample piece of yarn that I had, and I don't even know the name of it, but I think that's really cute in the gray. And then here's another one, again, Kato Yarn Company, and this colorway is called Grace. Isn't that pretty? I love this soft pink. It's kind of a pink. It's got a little bit of, should I say, gold hue to it as well. It's just so soft and lovely. Grace is what that's called. The Melody pattern is live in my Ravelry pattern shop. And right now, all my patterns are 50% off. I thought we needed a warm-up sale. It's just been cold everywhere. So let's warm up with a new knitting project. So all you have to do is go to my pattern shop on Ravelry, and I'll put it in the notes down below. And, there's no code needed. Just put it in your cart or hit buy now and it will come up 50% off. The only pattern that I did not make 50% off is the Better Than Fiction shawl, and that's because that pattern is a charity pattern. So if you're looking for something new to cast on, hop on over to the pattern shop. 50% off all patterns. All right, what else have I been knitting? Well, let me show you. Let me tell you, it took us 3 days to drive from Wisconsin to Florida. We can't, with pulling the trailer, we don't travel quite as quickly. So, and we don't push it too hard. We just travel at our pace, and whatever it is fine. But I told you before, my husband likes to drive and I like to knit. So it's a perfect marriage. Anyway, I got a lot of knitting done on the way down here. A lot of fun accessories that I made, knitting projects, and also I did some swatching. So it keeps me perfectly entertained. We listen to books as we travel, and we're just happy to be on the road, and it works out great. And we were so blessed with good roads. So That makes it even better. When the roads are good, we don't have to worry about the weather. This week, as I said, is chilly everywhere. And I'm going to show you some more projects, but I do have to tell you a story. This morning, I decided to go to the showers. You know, we're in a state campground, and there's a nice shower facility. You know, we have a little shower in here, but I just would rather go over to the other shower. So it was actually 39 degrees Fahrenheit when I went out the door to go take a shower. And when I got over there, it's not very far, so I didn't have too far of a walk. But when I got over there, the door was open. You know, there's like stalls, toilet stalls, whatever, and then shower stalls. And the door was open, and it was 39 degrees. And I thought, oh my gosh, that's crazy. And then I realized, I went to shut the door, and I heard chirp, chirp, flap, flap. There was a bird flying around in the shower. So I couldn't shut the door. So it was 39 degrees in there. But, oh, can you hear a train? There's a train that goes by the campground, and it's going by, blowing the whistle. If you hear a train, that's why. Anyway, I couldn't shut the door. 39 degrees. The water comes up really hot, really fast. So it was absolutely fine. It was fine. I still got a nice hot shower. And by the time I came out of the shower, evidently the bird had gone out and someone had shut the door. So everything worked out just great. But let me tell you, I scurried back to the camper pretty quickly with wet hair. And anyway, the adventures of camping, you just never know. Okay, back to the projects. Here's another project I made on the way down here. Just dropped it in my water. These are my slipperoo socks. You know that I love this pattern, my slipperoo socks. Now, I had this yarn in stash. I had actually started a pair of socks and then hadn't finished, or had just started. And this is by Up North Yarns, and I think it's called Moonlight on Pickerel Cove, I think. I'm not even sure if this is a current yarn. But apparently, this was a year ago. The pattern that I was doing with the yarn wasn't working out how I wanted. So I had abandoned the project. And then as I was packing projects to come to Florida, I found this in a little bag. And I thought, I know what I'm going to do with that. So it was fingering weight yarn. So I already had it in two, 50-gram balls, because I like to divide it that way. So I just doubled it and made my slipperoo socks. I think they turned out great. I love the way the yarn looks. I think they're awesome, and I can always use another pair of slipperoo socks because I end up giving them away, and I need more to wear myself. So slipperoo socks, another pair done. Check. The third project I worked on the way down here was a cowl. So here it is. It has this really sweet little bird stitch. It's just slip stitches and then you catch the float. So let me tell you the story of this. I'm going to pop this on for a second. This is a generous sized cowl. It's gonna fill that space and keep your neck warm. I love this cowl. Feel that. I wish you could feel it. You can see it. I should have had this on when I went for my walk this morning. Very warm and cozy. Now, I'm going to take it off so I can show you the yarns. So the darker pink is Cherry by Cato Yarn Company. And then look what is here. My hat was actually made with leftovers from this cowl. and this is called Grace. Do you like the pattern? I still have to write it and get it tested, but it makes a really nice, warm, ooh, there's a little piece of fuzz on there, a really nice full cowl that's going to keep you warm. This pattern it doesn't have a name, so I need help with the name of this pattern as well. I designed, the first installment came because a good friend was in the hospital over Christmas, and I felt so bad. And so I wanted to use this little stitch that looked like birds because she's a singer-songwriter, and she has this great song that she sings, and it's called Hey Bluebird. So I really wanted to make her a cowl that reminded me of her song that I love so much called Hey Bluebird. So I made it with just one variegated skein of worsted weight yarn. Quick made it, quick blocked it, and brought it to her at the hospital. I don't even have pictures of it because it was so quick. And then I thought I really would like to make another version that is bigger. So that's where I used 2 yarns and made it larger. And I just love the stripes. I'm just loving stripes this year. Anybody else? I just want to knit with stripes. I think they're so, I don't know why. This one I had to add stripes. This one's stripes. It's all about the stripes for me this year. I don't know why, but I'm loving them. Oh, I want to show you too. This is all the yarn I had left from 100 grams. So I used most of that up. I'll save that little nugget and put it in something else. All right, speaking of stripes, let's look at what I've got going on here. This is the next thing I'm working on, stripes. Again, I think I showed you these yarns on the last cast. These 2 are from Cato Yarn Company, Mermaids and Fresh. And Shelly is such a great dyer. I looked at her site and picked out mermaids, and then I said, what would go well with mermaids to contrast? And this, it contrasts, but it also coordinates. I love it. These 2, and when I started knitting, oh wow, I got so excited about the way these 2 yarns blended. I just think they're gorgeous. This is a shawl that I'm designing. This is section 1. Well, it's not all of section 1. Section 1 still is going on. I love that edge where you get the 2 colors of yarn alternating. Ah, so pretty. And then there will be another section to come. You'll see. Not even going to tell you what I'm thinking of yet. But thank you, Shelly, Cato Yarn Company. I am just loving these colors together. They're so, so pretty. I have another project on the needles, but let me tell you, I want to just interrupt myself a second because on the road, I can still block projects when we're on the road. In the camper here, I carry with a little packet of soak packets. Have you ever seen these before? So I don't know if you use a wool wash. I do like to use a wool wash. And so I bring these little packets with. And then I can just put them in I can just put my project in a big bowl with my little packet of soak in there. Let it soak, wring it out, roll it in a towel, wring it out. And then I have this, it's kind of like a plastic tray thing that used to be part of the counter, but we've changed the counter. So I keep that just in the pantry right here. This way is a pantry, and I just keep it on one of the shelves. I pull that out, I lay my project on it. If it's nice, I'll put it out on the picnic table. If not, I just put it here on the table and let my project dry. So you know what? You can do it on the road. The other thing I brought with this time was a yoga mat. So if I finish the next project I'm going to show you, I will use my yoga mat to lay it out when I'm blocking it and let it dry. You know, there's lots of ways you can do things on the road that work just great. Speaking of my next project, I want to show you what I have here. So in our Ravelry group, our Chit, Chat, Knits Ravelry group, we have a wonderful group of knitters and crocheters in that group. I just am so grateful to you. And this year we actually have 2 make-alongs going on, year-long make-alongs. Now, the first one I'm going to tell you about is called the Make It Yours Mal. And this is a make-along to choose any project you like and make it. Whether you make it as a gift for someone or make it for yourself, it's just to choose whatever. Make this make-along yours, however you want to form it. You can double dip in other make-alongs. The only thing I asked, if you if you want to finish, if you're going to work on a UFO, you know, make sure it's something sizable. You know, half a dishcloth doesn't really count, but you know, whatever you want to make it yours. So my project that I want to make is the Riptide pullover. I don't have a vest, and I thought I want to try to make a vest and see if I would like it. You know, it's been years since I've had a vest and worn a vest. So this is the start of my Riptide. You can see there's a beautiful stitch pattern design on it. And my yarn is by look at that messy skein. It's been traveling. My ball winder doesn't do a very good job. Someday I need to invest in a good ball winder, but for now I'm just using the one I have. But isn't that pretty? This is, as I said, it's from Up North Yarns. Here we go. Up North Yarns. And the color is called Spring's a Poppin'. And I don't think she does this color anymore, but I'm pretty sure if you wanted a sweater's quantity, you could contact Monica and she would dye it up for you. But oh my goodness, I think it's so pretty. And I remembered that I have a pink blouse that I bought sometime in 2024 at a consignment shop, because I love thrift store and consignment shopping. There's a, you know, I've podcast with you from Madison, Wisconsin, from my son's house, and there's a couple of great ones right near my son's house. So every time I go down there, I always go scouting the women's clothing, especially in this one that I really like. And I find some great bargains on really nice clothing. But okay, that was a tangent. But anyway, I'm pretty sure I have a pink blouse, like a pink print blouse that's going to go great with this. That will be determined when I get home. But I started that Riptide pullover last night. I'll try to pop a picture in here so you can see what the pattern looks like. I was seeing other podcasters had made this in 2024, and I thought that looks like a good vest pattern. We would call it in the pattern. This pattern is by Jennifer Shields Tolan, and she calls it a slip over. You know, where I'm from, I guess we would call it a vest, but sweater vest. Anyway, the pattern is beautifully written. So far, I'm loving it. I started last night and just enjoying making it. I'll keep you posted on my progress. All right, I mentioned one make-along that we have, and I want to tell you about the other make-along in my Ravelry group. And this one is called the 12 for 12 in 25. Let me tell you, I told you about this before, but I'm going to go over it again. How this started was at Christmas time. We have something called mitten trees. Like, they always had one at the school where I worked, and a lot of times in churches they have them. And basically what it is you bring like hats, mittens, scarves, that kind of thing. And then they're distributed through the local food shelf. Well, every year I think, oh, I should knit something. And then, you know how December is, too busy to do that. So this year I thought, I am going to start January 1st making things for the mitten tree for Christmas time 2025. And I put it out there, and you have joined me, and I'm so excited. If you haven't joined us yet and you'd like to, we would love to have you in our Ravelry group. It's pretty simple. Choose your charity. You will make the things, you will distribute them in your local, however locally you'd like to. We have one of the people in our group is knitting for her local library. Her knitting group meets at the library, and every month they have a sale of knitted items, and then the proceeds go to the library. So there's lots of ways you can do it. We have people doing chemo caps. We have people doing knitted knockers. We have people doing like newborn hats to be distributed at a hospital. I'm sure you have something in your area and we would love to have you join us. You just determine what you want to do, and then just join us in our Ravelry group. Post pictures of your projects. Now, I'm keeping a spreadsheet of all the finished items so that we can look at our totals through the year. So when you post your finished item, I just add that to my spreadsheets. So I looked in my spreadsheet on January 16th, so a few days ago, and here's what we had so far in our 12 for 12 and 25. 18 hats, 1 blanket, 1 scarf, 1 pair of knitted knockers, and 1 Mother Bear teddy bear. Mother Bear is an organization that sends teddy bears, knitted teddy bears, and they have their own pattern somewhere in a developing country somewhere. I'm not exactly sure where, or maybe numerous. But you can look up Mother Bear Project, and all the information is there. So I think we're doing really well so far. 18 hats, 1 blanket, 1 scarf, 1 pair of knitted knockers, and 1 teddy bear. Yay! That is exciting. It will be really fun to see what our total is at the end of the year. Thank you. Thank you for joining me. This is really fun. All right, so I've told you about our 2 knit-alongs, and I would love to have you join us. I have some fun projects on the needles. I hope you do too. I hope you're staying warm wherever you are. And one more reminder, all Chit Chat Knit patterns are 50% off now through January 31st, January 31st. So about a week. So I hope you pop over there, find yourself something fun to knit. I hope you will share what you're knitting on. Has it been cold where you are? Are you enjoying cozying up and knitting some projects? I hope so. And I do hope that it does warm up here. It's supposed to warm up next week. We've still been getting in lots of mountain biking, which is great. I'll pop a picture right here of me on my mountain bike. You know, that's why we come to Florida every year, is because we love to mountain bike. So we've been out most every day. I think I missed one day, and then today it was a little too wet, so we walked today. And then if I haven't yet, I'm going to show you a picture of me out hiking today with my hat and all my warm things, because it really is only 40 degrees here, but tomorrow promises to be a warmer day. All right, I just also want to talk about one more thing, and that is our kindness challenge. I know we all get so busy and we're in a rush, but if you can take a moment and just show a kindness to someone else, I appreciate it, and I'd love to hear about it. Let's keep kindness spreading throughout our knitting community and throughout the world. Thanks for stopping by today. You can find me on all the things. Instagram as Chit Chat Knits, Ravelry as Chit Chat Knits, and Knitterdat. And you can always email me at chitchatknits@gmail.com. And I have a website, chitchatknits.com. All right, enough of that. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate you being here. Until next time, bye for now.